That's a
You know what I
tactic.
mean?
Yeah, I was actually going to say that's a tactic that I've run into a lot in my day, and the most prominent place I've ever run into it was my discussion of religion, which we actually talked a little bit before we went on the show. And that's a tactic called counting the hits and ignoring the misses. And what that comes down to long term is it's the idea of when something happens that affirms your point, you acknowledge it. And when something happens that disaffirms your point, you chalk it up to some other factor. So you can see this in play in a lot of different places. One of the examples is when Trump won the election, liberals said that was Russia came in and hacked our shit, and there's, the election is not valid.
Mm-hmm.
And when Biden won, liberals said it's completely valid, you lost, get over it. All right, that's an example of counting a hit, which is Biden won, and ignoring a miss, Trump won. And I'll give you an even more prominent example, because this one will hit home for a lot of people, and it's a little controversial, but oh God, not at 50 minutes into a COVID podcast, right? When I talk to religious people about this concept, it's usually in the context of prayer. People saying, okay, I prayed for my son's cancer to get better and it did. So therefore, that was God. And I flip that and I say, okay, what about all the people who pray for their children's cancer to go away and it doesn't? And they say, well, that's God's plan and we don't understand it. So you counted the hit of your son's cancer going away when you prayed, and you ignored the misses of when all those other kids didn't have their cancer go away. You wrote it off as something else.